Happy Thursday. It's Curry. I've arrived. Sorry, I don't know why I'm speaking in such a high voice. Good evening, everybody. Let me get my computer up and running here so I can be watching the chat. Oh, got to turn it off, though. Okay, hopefully that's better. So hopefully y'all can hear me okay, and there's no problem. I see at least at some point a couple people popped in. Maybe Lori's out there, Unique around the corner, Reggie Mack, Vintage Jeannie, hello, Jacqueline, and Cheryl Welch. Welcome in. Happy Halloween tomorrow for those of you who celebrate it, which I think celebrating is kind of the wrong word for it. I don't think of Halloween as like a celebratory holiday, like more like, where there's more traditional. I don't know. Halloween is more like a fun holiday to celebrate. You know what I mean? It's not like some other holidays that are super important and super like custom in families and things like that. But anyways, we have lots of fun with it. All my kids are grown up. So I personally have the most uneventful holiday Halloween I've ever had, because for the first year, all my kids are gone. Yep. I became an empty nester this year. My last child left for college right here in Pittsburgh this year. So, my husband and I are flying solo now, but I'm okay with that. My kids are all doing great. For those of you who have never been in before, my name is Curry, and I'm with Cherished Relics Boutique, and I do part-time sales here on District in a couple different marketplaces. I'm very happy to be back again in Vintage Jewelry Addicts. Always enjoy my time here. And then I also do sales on eBay under the same name, Cherished Relics Boutique. I would have to say most of my fancier, fancy is the wrong word, natural stone, gemstone, precious metals, vintage brand name items are what I sell on my eBay store, Welcome in, Aaron. Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me okay, Aaron. Because people have been a bit quiet. Haven't heard much from anybody since I popped in here. Just kind of doing my intros. Hope you're doing well, Aaron. Your stuff got all shipped off yesterday. I also have a YouTube channel, also named Cherished Relics Boutique, with tons and tons. Great. Thank you so much. With tons and tons of unboxings, unjarrings, jewelry hauls. And, there's videos under the posted videos, but then there's a whole bunch of videos under the live videos, a lot being like District live streams like we're at right now. So just like the title said, tonight I'm really going to be it's kind of two-part. Obviously, everything I'm bringing tonight I'm offering for sale, but I am quite aware that especially on days when I'm doing my vintage jewelry hauls videos, these are items that I've purchased. These are items that I've gone out and I've sourced, and I've in lots of situations paid up for them. So these are often items on jewelry haul days that are pretty pricey. Often, sometimes, even though I know that I offer really good prices, they're still not, everyone's budget, and I get that. I try to pull in some kind of a whole range of kind of budget areas and jewelry styles and all that. But if tonight you come here to just enjoy looking at the jewelry, I'm more than happy to have you here, thrilled to have you here. There's lots to learn about and check out, investigate, and all that stuff. But if you're here because you could potentially be interested in some of those items, well, they will be up for auction, and you'll have the opportunity to bid on them as well. But obviously, no pressure. I'm happy to just have people here hanging out, doing the thing, So at the theme of Halloween, I did tonight look up a whole bunch of like movie quotes from like Halloween movies. And I thought it might be fun throughout the evening if, I throw in some Halloween quotes to see if you guys can guess what movie they're from. And I won't always know them, but I have the answer in front of me. So I'll look really like knowledgeable. Or anyways, So, yeah, it's awfully, I'm surprised there's only 3 people here. I hope that it's looking okay. Hey, Erin, you came in through the district website, right? Or did you just click on a link of mine? Or did you come in through Vintage Jewelry Addicts? Because I'm just surprised that I haven't seen more people in here yet. But that's okay. I'm not going to wait. I'm going to still move along, but I just want to enter this one more time and see how I see it from y'all's perspective. Well, it's showing that I'm live, so I guess that's not a problem. Okay. Yeah, it's all good. Okay. Um, well, all right. So I think I'll get started. Let me go back in my own live and we'll start. Maybe some people will come along later, but we'll get going here. All right. And so we'll do it. All right. So what we have behind here, obviously tons of vintage jewelry here. If you look down in my store, I've added really everything I'm going to go over tonight is also in my store. Yeah. And it looks like it's up and running. There just wasn't an announcement about it, but that's not really their job. They don't have to. I always do tons of advertisements for my show on my Instagram, on my Facebook, on my YouTube, on the district page. But it is what it is. People might be busy, but that's okay. We're still going to go and look at all the beauties. So you like all my fun little Halloween guys? These are all like little, I don't know if they're a brand. They're probably not a brand, but I just think they're cute. All right. So, yeah, well, let me just get started here. Showing you some beautiful jewelry. Okay. So, this is just a really simple, round kind of wreath, prong set, amber glass, faceted amber glass. And what you call these settings when there's like a whole bunch of prongs, like this one has a whole bunch of prongs. Hold on. I got to clean the back of my phone and this thing because they look blurry. Hold on one second. Sometimes when I get, sorry to make you dizzy for a second. Sometimes when it gets like something on it, it looks blurry. Let's see if this looks better. Okay, that looks a little better. Okay. So, what you call those, the prong settings on there, they're called cupcake settings because there's actually way more prongs here than you might typically find. Usually on just a generally pronged set thing, there might on these round ones only be like 6, but in these situations, there's like, 10 or 12. It shows a kind of a sign of extra quality of that made rhinestone. So obviously everyone knows that any rhinestones in brooches or jewelry, vintage jewelry that are prong set are always tend to have kind of more value than ones that are like glued in, or at least in the vintage world. And we know that these particular rhinestones are foil backed. And I'm going to teach Erin something. She might already know this, and we know that because there's no open back here. There's no way for light to go through to make those sparkly and shine like that. The reason that they do is because on the back side of the rhinestone, there is foil back there, and that's what gives it its brightness and whatever. And that's also why with a lot of vintage jewelry, you don't want to go and immerse them in water because with time, that foil can kind of, come off, and then you can get like dead stones or whatever. So anyways, I'm going to run this. This is about just a little bit over an inch, a nice generic, meaning you could wear it with lots of things, little pin / brooch. And I'm going to move it to stage here for anybody interested in that, but I'm running that brooch now. It's a very pretty and simple. Some people aren't into the big fancy brooches, but you can also do things like put these on necklaces. You can, attach them to, like your bags, whatever. It doesn't necessarily have to be a brooch on clothing. There's lots of other ways to use those things. So anyways, there's that. Thanks for looking. Okay. So I want to say that a lot of these things that are in this haul tonight, there's jewelry in here. There's jewelry in here, and there's also jewelry over there in that wood box. But all of these came from local thrift stores and antique stores that are like my favorite around town here in Pittsburgh, where I live. Let's see. One, two, I think they came from about 5 or 6 different thrift stores / antique stores. They weren't all from the same place, and they weren't all purchased in the same day. So this is not sterling silver, but it's an interesting little button clasp with little seed beads there. But look at all these. These are all glass. Okay. Fun little different colored it kind of remind me of teardrops. And it creates here this fun little cha-cha bracelet. So let me put it on my wrist like that. So it's a fun little bracelet, adds a little bit of fun. And, it has all these kind of black and white beads. I like it. And so let me pull that up for us. And I had an $11 start on this. Again, these are all glass, different colors of glass. And I'm going to start the auction now for anybody who thinks that that's a fun thing. And I think I'm going to do one of my little movie quotes to see if anyone can know the names of the movie quotes. Hold on. I'm going to write my friend. She may have forgotten that I start at 7 instead of 8. I think a lot of people didn't realize that I was starting at 7 o'clock tonight instead of 8, because normally I start at 8. But let me send a message to my friend to see. Let me just real quick. 1 second. No, that's not what I want. If I swipe this up, back. Sorry about that. Okay, so thanks for taking a look at that. Love it, love it. All right. There are some pretty significant, like big stone statement, chunky necklaces in there as well. All right, so these are some nice, simple rhinestone prong set. They're pretty, compared to some rhinestone earrings, they're a little bit smaller. They're probably about the size of, I don't know, between a nickel and a quarter. All the rhinestones are there, and these are not AB. These are a blue, just solid, different colors of blue, but because sometimes you get but they are in fact clip back earrings. So let me pull that up. Anyone who wants to take a look at those. Okay. You hear in the background, I have like oh my gosh, I have to go turn my fan on. It's too hot. All right, here we go. I'm starting the auction now. It's a $10 start on our lovely earrings. You can hear me since I came back, right, Aaron? I just have to double check since I left to go send that message. Just give me a thumbs up letting me know that you can hear me fine. Thank you for looking. I always worry when I leave out of there for 1 second that it's going to mess the live up. You know what I mean? Or whoever's out there, give me a yes, I can hear you just fine. Anybody who's there, please give me a thumbs up that you can, hey, Deb, can you give me a thumbs up or somebody that everyone can hear me fine? Just because I left for 1 second to go out to look at a message and I came back in and I just want to make sure that everyone can hear okay. Just a thumbs up. That's all I need. No one has to like chat or anything. Okay. All right. I'm going to do this first movie quote coming from Scary, Holiday Halloween movies. And all right. So I don't even know if anyone's here to answer this question, but here is the quote. And see if anyone can get it. How about the quote, "They're here"? And that comes from a famous movie. If anyone knows it, you can put it in the chat. Yeah, okay. I'll keep going. All right, I have a lovely cloisonne bracelet. Those of you who aren't familiar with cloisonne, it's like jewelry that's made in China, and it's enameled. So what you have is like usually a copper or a brass underlaying with, you have like enameled sections that are put in between these little metal pieces. If you look really close up, you can see that in there. But cloisonne is beautiful jewelry. This particular bangle is about 7 3/4 inches. So let me pull it up. I don't know if that's the one. I think that's the one right there. We shall see. Hold on. I got to pop this open. Yes, that is the right one. Okay. So anyways, yeah. So, and I believe that this is possibly 10 millimeters wide. Are you still there, Aaron? I just need you to give me a thumbs up and let me know you can hear me. I'm not confirmed. Hold on. I got to send another message. I don't think anyone realizes I started at 7 tonight instead of 8. Hold on one second. Didn't know if you knew, but I was starting at 7 p.m. tonight instead of 8. Didn't know if you saw the messages. So I'm already going if you want to come hang out. Okay. All right. So I'm going to start that auction now. And here we go. Beautiful cloisonne, light blue, floral. It's actually in really great condition, and it's got some of those same decorations on the inside of them. Sometimes you get these bangles where they're rounded on the inside, but this particular one is, flat on the inside, which isn't exactly a bad thing. Okay. So I'm going to keep going here. And all right, so these, I don't think that's a brand there. Let me look on the back there. No, I think it's just a mark. So prong set, kind of, I guess you would refer to that as an emerald cut. Prong set, amber in color, faceted glass, rhinestone with a halo. Or actually, I would probably consider that more of a smoky quartz and more of that to be an amber color. Okay. They are about 1 inch long. And, they go in the ear looking like that. So let me find that listing. And honestly, that's what I think is going on. I think everyone thinks I was going to start at 8. And I didn't. I changed it. So anyways, it is what it is. Do you have earrings like these but pierced? I probably do in my stuff, Aaron. So if I kind of set these, I can look for them after the show. I probably have earrings similar to these, probably a little smaller, but definitely earrings that are faceted with, this is called a halo. So when you have like rhinestones that go around a center stone, whether the center stone is round or, rectangular like this, it's still referred to as a halo. Okay. But I can definitely take a look for you. So I'm going to run this auction, but I'm going to, I'll set these aside and then it'll remind me to look for some things and I can send you a message or whatever. So, but your stuff is en route. So anyways, yeah, very classic, in style for sure. These, I don't know if you wear big earrings or, do you wear big earrings or smaller earrings, Aaron? Like these are probably about 1 inch in length. which are pretty big earrings if people aren't big. I'm a pretty dainty earring wearer. So that's why I ask, because it would affect the kind of things that I grab, you know what I mean, to look at. Looking for some chunky ones. Well, there'll be a lot of chunky ones coming tonight. Possible some possibly that are Juliana, but yeah. So let me get this big chunky necklace. All right, so look at this thing. Woo, really large. These are all agates, okay? Agates are a type of quartz, all right? And it's got a cool little clasp here with a little acorn back there. And so where I hook this is where it looks like these are equal length from the center of the back. So to me, I don't really consider this as having that long of an extender. I consider it as having like an inch extender, because then where the center is, it hangs the same distance, if that makes sense. So let me put this on the neck here. Super heavy, beautiful necklace. Definitely a statement piece for sure. But what I want you to also note is all of these stones in here, they are agates, which are a type of quartz. But a lot of times people will ask, what is the difference between an agate and a jasper, both of which are examples of quartz? They're both fall under quartz. Well, that's because agates are translucent, which means partial light can shine through it. You see how light can go through that stone and you can see it? Okay. And so that as the difference between that, and let me show you one that hold on, I'll grab one real quick for you that is an example of an, jasper. Sorry, I'm just reaching in here. Here's an example of a gem necklace that is jasper, and I'm going to show you here that light, when I put this behind it, well, actually that's an agate. You see how the light goes through that one? But this one, it's totally dark, okay? That's jasper. That one's totally dark, jasper. That one has a little bit of light shining through it, so that would be considered an agate. That's got a teeny bit of light through it. Agate. That would be a jasper, okay? So I think you get the concept. Okay, so just wanted to show you that. All right, so I'm going to run that one. Beautiful, gorgeous necklace. So let me pull that up. Sorry, I'm trying to find it. I put a lot of stuff in here. Oh, here it is. Okay. Now, when you start to get natural stones that are this large, you know, that increases the value of them. And also shaped stones rather than like chips or you know, like chunks. When you have actual shaped beads, it makes it a more valuable piece. So anyways, I realize a lot of these price points are not the price point people are looking at, but anyways, I'm running that one for anyone interested. Just so you know, it is gorgeous and it's very heavy and it's very quality. Okay. It's very ASMR. Haha. You know what I mean? So there's that. So thank you for taking a look at that and for looking at my example of jasper. Okay. And look at my poor guy. He fell right over here. Okay. So no one answered the question on the first movie where I said, I don't know if you're into Halloween movies at all, Aaron. By the way, Aaron, Samantha sent me a picture of you and her, and you were wearing one of the great necklaces that you bought in the little coordinated jewelry sets that you purchased from me. The really heavy statement, kind of mid-century modern, kind of, I don't know, maybe it's not mid-century modern. I guess you would consider it more to be like a, I don't know. It's a really nice necklace is what I'm saying. And she sent me the picture of you guys. Yay, I'm so glad. I love the bracelet I sent you, the one that's kind of got the brassy color to it, the brown brassy color. I love that. I got to add that one there for you. So, anyways, all right. So we're gonna keep going here. All right. So a lot of times for when I'm doing videos like this, yes, there might be some things people are interested in purchasing, but a lot of times it's fun just to watch them because you can just learn about different types of jewelry for those that are kind of new to jewelry. Now, what I'm holding here is an example of a Japan Tombow beads. These are actually glass beads. And this is a necklace that's from Japan. And it, a lot of times people will see glass necklaces and they'll be like, oh, it must be Murano. Well, not every single glass necklace that exists is a Murano glass from Italian Murano glass, Venetian glass. You can have glass beads that are made from Japan. They can come from, Czechoslovakia. You could have them come from West Germany. They could come from Austria. Like there's lots of places. But anyways, definitely a vintage necklace. And, it's linked together with, little gold tone links, but they are glass and it's just a simple vintage red necklace. But you see, I'm sorry, all the details there in all of those little beads. Let you look close up. So they're called Tombow beads. Okay, so I'm going to put that on the neck here and find that listing and let it run. Okay. And I'm going to let it go. It's running right now, but let me get to this movie. I was naming movies that had, different, from Halloween, different phrases. Okay. So I had said the one, they're here, and that one's from the movie Poltergeist. I don't know if anyone watches that one, but let me do another one that might be more recognizable. Let's see. How about the movie I See Dead People? It's just the quote from the movie. Anyone know what movie that's from? You can put it right in the chat and I'll grab another necklace here. It is The Sixth Sense. You're right, Tiffany. It sure is. She knew. All right, look at this beautiful brooch. I believe to be a dragon's breath, which is a type of glass. Kind of has very, this has also the look from Austria or West Germany. It doesn't have any brand on it, but I did find a comp for it that was looking right at about $50 for this exact brooch. But it is really lovely. And that's what we see there. So let me pull this up. Okay. And I realize these price points aren't for everybody, but I'm just bringing them. Usually when I do my hauls, it's all obviously often a lot of just about looking at the pretty jewelry. A lot of these end up going and getting listed on my eBay store. So anyways, it's running now. Beautiful. I believe to be Dragon's Breath. I'm not a professional in the Dragon's Breath world, but that's what I got. All right. Thanks for looking. All right. Let me see if I can do another one here. How about, you see, I bet you some of the newer movies you guys would know. Okay. How about this quote? Do you like scary movies? That's the quote. Do you like scary movies? Ooh. All right. So, here, definitely a vintage. This is a very vintage, fish hook clasp. It is not a precious metal or anything. It also does not have any, mark for a brand or anything like that. But it is graduated beads here, clear, as you see, with also clear spacer beads. I did check to make sure that this wasn't, rock quartz, which would be like, I mean, not rock quartz, rock crystal, which would be quartz, essentially, a faceted quartz, but it's just glass. But of course, they get larger as you go down. And a lovely necklace sitting on the neck, falling at about there. And I have a $16 start on this. And I'm going to start the auction now for any takers. Okay. So no guesses on that quote, huh? Do you like scary movies? I guess it's kind of considered from more modern scary movies. I hate scary movies. Let me just put it out there. I can't stand them. They give me the heebie-jeebies. I can't for weeks. I'm like a mess. So it's not really my cup of tea. But anyways, it's Halloween, so I have to bring the scare, right? That movie quote was from the movie Scream. Okay. Look at this gorgeous necklace here. Believed to be Swarovski crystal. Now, sometimes these can be labeled. Sometimes they're not. Sometimes they'll be labeled Swarovski, but sometimes you could also have Swarovski stones that are used in a Monet necklace or something. There actually is not even a clasp on this necklace, but every single one of them, as you see, are bezel set. And these are not uncommon. You see them quite often. On both sides, they have a flat table. A really lovely gold tone necklace that is, kind of timeless. You could wear it with lots of different things. And the length on this one is, and it's in excellent condition, and I believe it to be Swarovski crystals. Let me pull it up. Okay. So I'm going to move that to stage, and I have a $28 start on this one. It is 36 inches, so you could, in fact, double it. And it's looking like that on the neck. Very timeless. And obviously, these are clear crystals, not AB. But I've seen these in bracelets. I've seen them a lot. They're really not overly used a lot, but they're just beautiful. So I'm going to start the auction now on that beautiful necklace there, all faceted, prong set, beautiful. Okay. All right, let me see if I can get another movie quote. So thanks for looking at that. All right. All right. How about, everyone will know this one. Here's Johnny. You got to know that one. Or at least older people do. I know it because I'm older. And this movie's been around forever. Okay, so this particular necklace, don't know why I'm caught here. Oh, I know where I'm caught because it's magnetic. Can you show the 4-strand red bead bracelet? I can find that. I was, let's see. Yes, I can show it to you. I have tested those beads. I was thinking at first it's possible they could be garnet. I'm bringing it to stage right now. But I'm trying to see which thing I have it in. Oh, here it is. But this really only just tests as glass. But, I mean, I do believe it's vintage. It's older. It's got a hook clasp. And, I was thinking there was a possibility. But it doesn't move on the gem tester at all. And then the part that's on the front here is just like an enameled, it's got some little rhinestones. I have a Presidium. Yes, I use that too, but I also have my cheap version when my Presidium decides to go. I've had to replace the pen on my Presidium like 3 times. It's really, at this point, just plain pissed me off having to spend so much money to get new pens. So I rely on my backup inexpensive one, gem tester as well. But I use both of them, yes. So the back of it looks like that. You do see a little bit of wear Right there were part of the, hold on, let me find it. Right there. A little bit of that enameling is coming off. Okay. So, anyways, yeah, so this is an $18 start on that. It's really lovely. I think it's older. So anyways, I'm going to start the auction now for anyone interested in that. I did, Google Lens it and try to find a comp for it, but I couldn't find an exact one. But Tiffany is in for $18 and Poodle Babe is in for $19. Those are gluten rhinestones. They are also not like a diamond or anything. Obviously, you wouldn't think that. So, yeah, so that's headed your way. And if you've, Poodle Babe's never won an auction with me before, but congratulations on that. I do progressive shipping. So first one is $5. Each additional is 50 cents. And then I do pay for overages once, sometimes and people end up purchasing multiple things and then they're like way over. So I do refund the difference over about $1 of my expenses. So thanks for that. You're most welcome. It's a really lovely, and you can tell it. Here's where you can also tell it's got some age because you can see all the ties here. When it was made, it's not a new bracelet at all. All right, so Poodle Babe, you have a poodle? Is that your username come from the fact that you're a poodle parent? My parents for years have always had, they live in Australia, but they've always had poodles. But the smaller versions, and the most recent dog they had was a 3 standard poodle rescues. Very cool. But their most recent animal was a mix. Actually, it was the first time they did what wasn't like full-fledged poodle. You know what I mean? So anyways, thanks for that. All right, let me do another movie here. No one guessed what movie Here's Johnny is? Oh, you got it. Sorry, Tiffany. You were on it. Never mind. You were on it. All right. So how about We All Go a Little Mad Sometimes? What movie is that from? We All Go a Little Mad Sometimes. Now, this necklace is an example of a necklace that was, this was made with all rhinestone beads from other necklaces that have broken. I know because I know the person who made this. And they make a lot of them where they pull together old vintage beads. It's got a more modern magnetic clasp there, but all faceted AB rhinestones with some little spacer ones in there as well. And this necklace doesn't it look stunning? Isn't that beautiful? So lovely. In the past, many, many standard rescues, but getting old now. Oh, got you. I don't have any cameos tonight. No, not tonight. Tonight was just a jewelry haul. So, anyways, all right. But definitely go and check out the store. There's definitely a mix. I do have some earrings that are like glass cameo. They're not shell, which is obviously the more authentic. What you're definitely looking for. Welcome in, Nisi 979. Okay. So let me pull this one to close that. Hold on. And I can tell you the measurement. Yeah, I think it's 22 inches. Yeah, 22 inches. Again, these were vintage beads that were used to make this necklace. Okay. It's a beautiful necklace. Sorry, I'm trying to show you all the way down here on the thing. I need to get a different iPhone where I have like that macro zoom in thing. Because I I don't like that I can't like zoom in the way I want on this. We can't zoom in during a live film video. So let me take that away. But you have a certain iPhone. I know they have the macro something mode where it will on its own switch to a different camera and it allows you to get super close. But when I get super close, it just stays blurry. It doesn't like make the change. So it's going to be worth it for me. So let me run that real quick. Beautiful necklace. Did anyone guess the movie? The phrase was, we all go a little mad sometimes. Thank you for looking at that. Okay. It's from an older movie. Let me just say that. I'm 55. So it's not a movie our kids would know. Okay. Some beautiful beggar's beads with obviously natural stone, agates, most of them being agates. And this is actually in excellent condition. Uh, all different variations of either quartz or agate. You could have some aventurine in there, probably some amethyst, which is what I see here. It's probably also very likely there's some carnelian in there. We have a really nice twisting barrel clasp. And this is actually a little bit longer for a, beggar's bead necklace. Sometimes they're not quite this long. In excellent condition. And let me tell you, to me, the way a necklace is strung and how it lays on the neck is hugely important. And this lays really well because, sometimes they just don't, look good because they're all strung too tight or whatever. All right. So, but this is definitely long enough that people could, wrap it around twice. So it's quite lovely. So I'm starting the auction now. I do know that when you get into these beggar beads, which you see them often, but some definitely in better condition than others. But when you get bigger and even more longer beads, it does increase the value. So we have, Tiffany in for 35. Looks like she's going to get herself a gorgeous set of beggar's beads. And you might have bought some beggar's beads for me before, but they might have been shorter. Might have been a year ago, but you may have bought one for me before, but this one's definitely longer. So you're going to love that, Tiffany, for sure. Very, very nice. Love, love. Thanks, Tiffany. So the movie was Psycho, by the way. What was the phrase again? We all go a little mad sometimes. All right. Again, if anybody pops in and you see there's stuff I've already run, this is really mostly a jewelry haul. I'm just showing you some of the recent purchases that I've made when I've been outsourcing and things like that. And I bring them to you guys first here before I go and add them on my, like eBay store or whatever. But thank you for that. I have love beggar's beads, have several. Well, there you go. Do you have one that long? I think that's pretty long for them. I think usually quite often they're around 24 inches. You know what I mean? So, all right, let's see. How about this one? We're going to need a bigger boat. What movie is that from? What scary movie is that from? We're going to need a bigger boat. How about we do these stunning earrings? And I mean stunning. I think there's a high chance they could be Juliana, but when I go on the site, I'm not able to find. Sorry, I'm trying to find the other one. There it is. But I did find a, hey there, how are you, Samantha? But I did find a listing for Juliana. I'm sorry, that said with these exact earrings that said they were Juliana. But again, until I can confirm them on, it's, is it Juliana kind of website where I get a confirmation, I'm never fully confident, but they are stunning for sure. It is from Jaws. That's right. The quote, we're going to need a bigger boat. We're doing scary movie quotes for for Halloween. But they're beautiful. But let me show you this one listing that I came up with. And actually, I found 2 listings for them. But sorry, hold on. Of course, that didn't update itself. I'm going to have to do it on my iPad. Hold on one second. For some reason, my pictures will connect really well from my phone to like my iPad, but not to like my other device. But here is one of the listings. Hey, Carrie, how are you? Good to see you. So anyways, someone's saying that they're Juliana. I just because there's a listing that says they're Juliana, I did find like 3 listings that show these as Juliana, but I couldn't pull them up on the Juliana site. But let me tell you, I've never been able to successfully pull up stuff on the Juliana site. And that might be because I'm just not good at using that site. I don't know. But tonight's mostly about a show and tell. I realize that the price points for a lot of these items are really not what people are looking at. So if you're here just to watch all the beautiful lovelies, that's cool too. But I will offer them. I like to kind of bring these things and offer them to you guys first before I then go and list them, like on my, eBay store. So anyways, there they are. How are you? I didn't know if you remembered that I was going earlier tonight. So aren't those stunners, right? Woo! Gorgeous. Put on your sunglasses, right? The quality made things, I tell you, just amazing. Loving those. And actually perfect St. Patrick's Day earrings, right? Anyways, my gut feeling is they're Juliana. They match exactly to those other listings. So anyways, there's that. So let me tell you another quote here. Okay. Let's see. How about, I'm every nightmare you've ever had. What is that quote from? I'm every nightmare you've ever had. Look at these beautiful upcoming beads. If you can tell me if you happen to know. All right. So I don't know if in my thing, I believe these are West Germany. I should, my friend Hannah, who's a good friend of mine, I do have a YouTube channel. So hold on. But she confirmed for me that she believed that they were West Germany. Okay. All right. So let me bring that. Where did it go? I'm not sure. Right here. Okay. So super long. This is actually 48 inches long. You would consider this to be a molded, not molded, molded glass. But we believe that it's West Germany. And then in between, it's got little seed beads. It's the same thing throughout. We do have a vintage clasp on here, I believe. Here it is. So you got that. Just a really stunning necklace. And with it being 48 inches, obviously, I don't think you could go around 3 times, but I don't know. I think all vintage glass is stunning, personally, in my opinion. I'm going to start the auction now on that beautiful necklace. Lovely vintage molded beads, West Germany. Love, love, love. So nobody guesses where the movie was from? You see, maybe you guys are like me and you don't watch a lot of scary movies, because personally, I don't like scary movies. But let's see here. What I had said was, I'm every nightmare you've ever had. That's from the movie It. And I bet you my kids would probably have been able to name that one. But anyways, so thanks for taking a look at those gorgeous beads. All right. Their cloisonne bangle. Look at those beautiful. It's actually in a really amazing condition. And actually, you know, a lot of these bangles will often look the same, but I'll have to say this one is decorated a little bit differently. Sometimes you get a lot of these other cloisonne bangles and they're just like the same and then different colors. This is a little bit thicker of a one, I think around, oh, it looks like 8 millimeters. Yeah, 8 millimeters. Okay. And let me pull it up. I think it's a smaller in size. I want to say this one might be a 6 and I don't know. Let's see if I can find it. So again, when I'm doing a jewelry haul for you guys, I'm literally just showing you really stuff that I've found in thrift stores and antique stores that I buy. I actually buy each item. It's not like I bought a whole huge lot and, you know, and then these are items that I've selected because I've, you know, we're able to get it for a good price. So I can then have room to then flip it and bring great prices then to you guys. So anyways, $13 start. And I believe this is 7 1/4 about. So I just love the pattern on that one. It just isn't, it's a little bit different than what a lot of them are. Okay. And I have a pretty skinny wrist. And that's what it's looking like on mine. Sorry, all my other bracelets are flipped around. So thank you for looking at that. Awesome. Okay. So we'll keep going, I think, here. Okay, I want to know what, okay, Carrie doesn't have to tell me what she's going to be for Halloween because I'm going to see you at Zumba tomorrow and I won't say what I'm going to be for Halloween, but is anyone else going to dress up? If you are, I want to know what your costume is going to be. Share, please, share. And although obviously I don't go trick-or-treating, it's great fun to dress up for Zumba, which is my girls. They're my peeps. Okay, here's another one. Be afraid. Be very afraid. Do you happen to know what movie that's from? All right, we have some Czech Picasso beads here. That's the style of glass beads that are made. They're all hand knotted. And you can find these. Sometimes you'll get them in a lot of like softer pastel colors. These are a little bit more bold and fall colors. I really kind of love the richness of the colors in these Picasso beads. I want to say that this particular strand is probably a 48 inch. Yes, it is. But it's all hand knotted, as you see. I've definitely brought other Picasso beads that are like really soft pinks and all that, but this is very fall in color. So let me start that auction there. I'm going to put it on the neck here so you can check out what it looks like. Oh, sorry. I'm trying to let you look while it's running. And Tiffany's in for 28. Don't you think those are unique colors for Picasso beads, Tiffany? Because I've definitely brought Picasso beads that were, you know, I don't know, more pastel-y. I really liked these. So that's going home with Tiffany. Very, very nice. She has an incredible jewelry collection at home, that Tiffany. I tell you. All right. Thank you so much. Yes, they're bolder. They're richer. I love it. Okay. All right. Now, do you guys at school tomorrow, do you guys dress up at school? Are the kids allowed to wear costumes? I mean, I know I've worked in different schools and had different, I do, and I can't possibly wear it all. I might have a problem. Well, no, what you just do eventually do is then you can start reselling with some of us, Tiffany, you know, or giving some as gifts if there's some that, you know, you haven't worn in a while, you know. Uh, but it's definitely fun to buy the beautiful things. That's for sure. Speaking of beautiful things, I'm about to blow your mind here. This is probably, according to my friend, stunning. All glass, molded glass. It is a dress up day. It is a dress up day. I was going to be Mary Poppins, but the costume doesn't fit. Oh no, did you get like a costume from like your local costume shop like Spirit, or did you like order it online? You just realized it doesn't fit? So what doesn't fit about it? It's too big or too small? Oh, you're kidding. Oh my goodness. Hold on, but is it too big or is it too small? To look at something. It's too small. The ladies won't fit if you catch my drift. Oh no, I completely understand. I have that issue as well often. What if you kept the backside unzipped a little bit and maybe you're like, pinned it differently? You're kidding. Oh yeah, I know, Carrie, you and I. Yes, we feel your pain, Tiffany. We feel your pain. All right. According to my friend Hannah, she's a fellow YouTuber and friend. She told me this gorgeous double strand necklace. There's no brand on here, but she believes that this is. And where's the little latch? It might have gone in there a little bit. I have to get it out. But she believes these are probably check beads. Might be a Japanese necklace, maybe. It's all glass with all of these metal spacer beads. But look at some of these. I just got to get you to appreciate looking at some of these incredible beads in here. And molded beads. It's just incredible. It's absolutely stunning. We'll send it back at the side next step for next year. So can you wear a costume from last year or something? I'm sure you have like costumes you've worn like every year. Okay. So, yep, this one is much pricier. I've found comps online that were in way higher than this. It is a longer double strand necklace. This one's coming in right at the short of the strand is 24 inches. Okay. So kind of reason for such a high price point there, but it is absolutely stunning. I can't even express to you. Anyways, I'm starting the auction there. But it is beautiful. You see, Tiffany, I tell you, now she needs a place to go. She needs a place to go. Isn't that stunning? Tiffany, you're going to die. It's incredible necklace. And I wish I could, specify exactly for sure. Part of me thought, well, is it possible that it could be like, you know, uh, not Hattie Carnegie, but the other one that's very common has beads that. Now it's going to bug me. Hold on. But it wasn't her. I couldn't find one. There was a part of me that thought, hold on, I got to do a screenshot of this. Because when I first look it up, this is what I get. Miriam Haskell is the one I thought, oh, there's a chance. Maybe it could be Miriam Haskell. Because they've been known for sure to have a lot of really beautiful glass molded beads, So the fact is, I don't know. It's not labeled, but it's worth every bit of $58. So it's incredible. So congratulations on that. Whoa, all I can say. It's incredible. Love it. Okay. You couldn't. I know. I also could not pass. I paid up a bit to get this necklace because I myself could not pass it up. It was just too incredible. Yeah. Okay. Where's my pen? It's got a lot going on in there. It's beautiful. You know what I want you to do, Tiffany? You've got to start taking some pictures when you go in the morning, when you go to school and you're dressed in some of your beautiful jewelry that you wear. You gotta share some of the pictures of you and your jewelry, because I would love to see, because I know you have some stunning things. So there's that. Thank you so much. Woohoo. Okay, let me get another movie. Oh, it's so stunning. Yeah, just I'd love to see some of the great things you put together. Okay. How about this one? The Night He Came Home. Does anyone know what scary movie that was from? What horror movie? The Night He Came Home. Let me know your thoughts. And then, of course, I'm going to bring you another gorgeous piece. This one is labeled. Uh, um, I think it's Vendome. And the quotes, the comps I found on this, I found two comps. One was like 200 something, or I in the 200s, and then one was 125, necklace only. So you'll understand why this comp price is so high, but let me show you. This is a 2-strand necklace, all capped beads, beautiful faceted elements, and it's in excellent condition, as you see. This is vintage jewelry. The little part you hook onto has a little fleur-de-lis. Isn't that nice? So it's 2-strand coming down. Yep. And some of these have like foil in them, so they're not just plain glass. And these really unique shaped ones. Okay. And the hook on this is this lovely, like, flower kind of thing. You see that? Okay. So at its shortest, it can be 14 inches, or if you put it on, obviously you can put it on a longer. I think I have it sit at about 16 inches right now, is how I have it. Hold on. Okay. Wow, right? Look at that. Beautiful. Just beautiful. Okay, I'm starting the auction now. I realize that's not everyone's budget, but we can still look at the beauty, right? Again, Vendome. It is written on the hook, and it is in just perfection condition. It is stunning. And you can see the back right there with its hook. It's lovely. Thank you for looking at that. Okay. We're going to put that off to the side. I think I emptied this tub, so I'm going to actually close this, put my little sign up here, and then I'm going to bring this up here. And we can redirect my stage here a little bit. I think I can actually turn it like that. So you can see all of the cute bears. It's very important. It's a priority, Okay, so let's keep going. Some of these are going to be some less expensive items. They're, smaller things like earrings and things like that. I didn't show you the Miriam Haskell comps, but let me show you real quick. Or at least show you the less of them, the one that was the least expensive. It was a good day in my shopping world, I'll have to say. There you go. I'm sorry, it wasn't 200. It was 195 and 125. So there you go. There we go. All right, let's keep going here. All right. Okay, this is a little, I didn't like this movie, but here's another quote. A boy's best friend is his mother. Let's see if you know what movie that's from. All right, these are actually cameo, shaped. Hey, Al, how are you? I started at 7 tonight. I don't know if people saw my message that I came on an hour earlier. I don't really necessarily have a specific set time, but it was working better for my schedule. So good to see you, Val. Anyways, these are in fact glass. They're a little cameo. You can hear them, okay? And it's got, gold tone. And then there's the picture of your little, true cameos are made of shell. They're carved shell. But these aren't like acrylic or anything. They are glass. So let me pull that one up. If there's anything in the store anyone wants me to rerun, just holler at me. But otherwise, I'm sitting here doing movie quotes and running beautiful jewelry. That was really kind of my haul. Really, we're just looking at the pretty jewelry. But $9 start for those pretty ones right there. So anyone know the movie? A boy's best friend is his mother. That's a little spooky. Anybody know? Thank you for looking at that. Okay. All right. Let's see what else I got here. Ooh, I love this little bracelet. So dainty. I'm always telling you guys how I love the dainty jewelry. Okay. So these are Herkimer. I'm gonna butcher the pronunciation. They're Herkimer diamonds. That doesn't mean they're actual diamonds. They are a type of quartz, and they refer to it as a Herkimer diamond because of where it's found, which I think is a location that might be in New York. I'm not sure, but that's the dark pieces that are in there are natural imperfections of this quartz. But a super, really pretty, dainty bracelet. I often need pretty small bracelets. And obviously you can even make this one, you can squeeze it a little bit even tighter. But you see how dainty it is. And so it's not a sterling silver or anything like that, but it's a really lovely bracelet. And I'm starting the auction now. It was a $12 start for that pretty. And let me show you close up. They're called Herkimer diamonds. I could show you a picture of it, but I think you believe me. Beautiful kind of artisan style bracelet for sure. 3, 2, and 1. Thank you so much for looking at that. No one's okay. So I know that Tiffany was going to be Mary Poppins, but no one else has told me what costume plans they have. Does anybody have costume plans for tomorrow? Okay. How about you see some of these movies I've never seen. I have seen this one though. Here's the quote. I'm your boy. Oh, the other quote was from Psycho. Okay. It's from Psycho. Here's I'm your boyfriend now, Nancy. What movie's that from? I'm your boyfriend now, Nancy. Let's see what I want to do here. Oh, okay. I think these are Avon earrings. I'm pretty sure. But I do not believe these are at a minimum glass, but I do not believe they are onyx because I have checked them on and I've gotten not enough reaction for it to be a quartz, which like onyx would be a type of quartz. But these are natural freshwater pearls. So if you rub them ever so gently together, you'll get a little bit of grittiness. Gold tone looks great. They're Avon prong set, and they are marked with Avon on the back. They're in great condition. Okay. So I have a $6 start on these Avon earrings. A great deal. And I'm going to start the auction now for any takers on that. $6 start. Pierced. Little freshwater pearl dangles. I'm your boyfriend now, Nancy. See, some people maybe don't watch a lot of scary movies. Maybe movie quotes wasn't the thing to bring tonight. I could do something else. I could do word scrambles or something. Anyways, or I could do nothing. I could do that too. Okay. This was a really amazing find that I found. This is actually Silpata. It's an absolutely gorgeous bracelet. All these, art glass beads. All of these beads are sterling. Obviously, the connector there is sterling. This is a beautiful. 6.5, etching towards 6 3/4. So a smaller bracelet, especially for someone, I have a smaller wrist. So, I'm not going to connect it, but you can see what it's looking like on mine. Not much of a scary movie person myself. Yeah. And because I don't like to watch them, I don't know the names of all of them. You know what I mean? So anyways, and here is a look at all of the beautiful beads that are on this. And I don't see a hang tag for Silpata. There's no question it is, because I'm going to show you the picture of them. It definitely does say 925 right there. It's just hard for you to see it. Hold on. Hold on. Or maybe it's on the bar. Okay, now this is going to drive me nuts because I know it said 925. And I've tested it. Oh, here it is. It's right there. You see, it won't focus for me to show you, but there it is. Okay, so watch. We're going to use our Google Lens, which is an incredible, awesome, helpful tool for resellers, or, ever, if you're trying to, even if you're not a reseller, but you're really just trying to find out information about something. This didn't actually have a hang tag on it. I didn't know it was Silpata. I did know it was sterling because I tested it before that. But I'll pull this up for you. And everything that comes up will be Silpata. It matches identical. Silpata. Okay. So anyways, a really lovely bracelet for any takers on that. Those comps were above 50, into the 60s. But I have a $34 start on that for anyone interested in a very nice piece of jewelry. And I'm not sure if it's retired Silpata. I'm sure it said it on it. Let's see what it said. Yeah, it doesn't say it's retired, so I'm guessing it might still be current. But it's beautiful. Okay, thank you so much for looking at that. All right, I have some simple clip back earrings here. These are not prong set. These are, glued in. This is what the back looking like. At first, I thought it was an omega back, which means when they have a pierced and then they have this in addition, but it is just pierced. No dead stones. Actually, it looks really great. So in the ears, it's going to be looking like that. Okay. And let me pull up my thing. This is a $6 start on these vintage earrings as well. Again, auction's running now. This is a clip back. Okay. And those are glued and they're not prong set, but still lovely. A really nice pair of vintage earrings. And we've got 7 seconds left. Okay. There we go. Thank you so much for looking at that. Okay. Okay. I'm going to switch gears and I'm going to bring you word scrambles instead. For any of you who care, let me get my word scramble list. Give me 1 second. Okay, hold on. Okay. Let's see here. I'm writing it down. One, two, three, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. What letter am I missing? Oh, there you go. You can solve that if you want. Up to you. You don't have to. I guess the best place to put it is there. It's going to cover up my whole stage, but whatever. You know what? I don't want it to cover up. I'm going to do it like that. Okay. Because I want to see all my pretty little guys, all my pretty little bears. All right. Here is another pair of earrings. These are clip back, but they're those ones that can be twist back, but also clip back. So they're like comfort kind of clip. A really light colored rhinestones in this. It's actually quite beautiful. I have not seen this clip back earring. Now these are not prong set, but let me say, they are the most beautiful glued in rhinestone earrings I've ever seen. Like I don't see an ounce of glue. I don't see an edging. They're in such great condition. They're stunning. Really, really beautiful. About the size of a dime, I would say, and definitely has some dimension as you see there. Really lovely earrings. Okay, let me pull these up. Okay, and I did not find a brand on them. I have an $8 start on them, which I think is an incredible deal. They are so beautiful, in such great shape. Love the colors. We got 10 seconds left on the twist back / clip-on earrings. So lovely. Okay, thank you for looking at that. All right, let me know if you get this. Obviously, I'll know because you'll put it in the chat. Here's some fun earrings for any of you people out there who love hearts. Sorry, trying to grab them. These fun things. These are, it's like Rivoli is the kind of, usually Rivoli is considered the cut of when it's a round stone, but it's the same cut that a Rivoli has, but these are for a heart shape. And it's like the watermelon effect of a rhinestone. So it's where they change colors. They're really quite stunning. They're obviously on hooks. These are just gold tone, although they are not magnetic. I don't see any mark on them. They're really clean. Like they're beautiful. I did find some comps on here that they weren't exactly cheap either. Ones that they're beautiful. Anyways, so any takers on the beautiful heart, dangle, watermelon, faceted, AB, loveliness. There you go. $12 start. And we have Tiffany in for $12. Trying to get you to appreciate the angle of the watermelonness. You're going to love them, Tiffany. I'm going to tell you, oh my goodness, they're stunning. They're beautiful. Love, love, love. Okay, thanks for that. Okay. Oh my goodness, I love them. I actually have a Juliana brooch that I'm bringing tonight. It's also that watermelon kind of AB. I love that color. It's so cool. So those are awesome. Congrats on that. And again, obviously you see it's gold tone, but they're in great condition. So there you go on that. Okay. I'll say that this is a noun. I just say that it's a noun. Okay, so let me bring you a little set here. Okay. I don't know what brand this is. This is sterling silver. All of this is sterling silver. I've tested it. It is. But what it is it's and this is all come up here. This normally would be, hold on, down here. So this is a really long necklace because that's kind of the shortest is there, and it's got like about an inch extender, but it's meant to have chain hanging at the back end. It's part of the chain. Seed bead, sterling silver accents, and then a little red bead there coming down to that textured, etched star. It is also sterling silver. So this necklace by itself is pretty long. I think it's like 24 inches maybe. Let me pull it up. But I got a great deal for it, so I can give you a good deal. The earrings I bought with it. Maybe the people who sold them with it thought they were sterling, but the earrings are not. And I'm actually going to lessen this. I'm going to lower my starting price. Okay. So, but it's going to come with these. This is probably dyed magnesite, because I know magnesite versus howlite, because magnesite often has brown veining, and that's what you see going on here. Most likely dyed howlite. These are not sterling silver. I tested them, but I mean, they look great with it if you wanted to wear it with it. But anyway, so that's what's going on there, and it's a really interesting chain, actually. Oops. So I'm going to start the auction out. It was a $15 start for all of it, the necklace and the earrings. And I don't know who makes it, but it's very interesting, very artisan style, I think. Okay, you'll see this in a cemetery. That's my hint for you. Welcome in, Sparkle Hunters. And I saw Chrissy came too. Hey, hey there. Hey, hey. Hey, hey. Thank you for looking at that. Okay. Okay. Still plugging along here. We're going to get through this pretty fast because I started at 7 o'clock tonight. So again, if anyone wants to re-see any of the stuff in the store. Okay. So this is a beautiful, what I believe to be dragon's breath glass. Like, I'm not a professional in these things, but I'm fairly confident that that's what we're looking at here. It is definitely glass. It's prong set. It's very vintagey, filigree style there. Now, the actual bracelet is not sterling silver, but this little safety chain is. Isn't that interesting? Don't know why the safety chain would be sterling, but you attach it right there. But the rest of it isn't. But this is just really beautiful. And of course, you can get that effect that you get with dragon's breath glass. Isn't that pretty? Okay. Let me pull this up. And I have a $25 start on this. These, to me, I don't find dragon's breath all the time. It's harder for me to find. Maybe I'm just not in the right place, or maybe I'm not. Usually it's marked up a lot. Maybe that's, I'm not always paying to get it. But anyways, I'll start the auction now. It's going for you. So there, that's what the bracelet looks like. 6.75 inches. And again, it does have a safety clasp that is safety chain that is sterling. Okay, 5 seconds left. Welcome in, Vintage Daydream. Beautiful dragon's breath bracelet. Thank you for looking at that. Okay. All right. So it's in a cemetery. It's a noun, and you find it on a grave. Now you're going to probably get it. I bet you'll get it now. Okay, another very dainty. Yes, I agree. I just read Tiffany's comment about I wish I wore more clip-ons. They're gorgeous. I agree. Okay, so this is just cubic zirconia, bezel set, kind of triangle shaped. You can see it's got a hole back there to. It is. It's my headstone. The word is headstone. That is correct. Woohoo! Let me get a paper towel so I can wipe that off. Good job. Good job, Chrissy. I'll write another one in a second. I got to be careful I don't accidentally grab this pen because this pen is permanent, but this pen is dry erase. I don't need to screw that up. That would be a big foul. Okay, fail, I mean. Anyways, so this is just a unique bracelet. I don't know if this is authentic opal or if it's a faux opal. It definitely is a glass, of some type, but also bezel set. And then this bracelet could actually be shorter. It looks like, you see how it's just got regular paper clip chains, and then here it's got the circles in between. I think those circles are there. You just undo it from the hook here. It's very dainty. It just slides out like that. But you could make it as small as, because I didn't measure the smallest it could be. I measured it as at the biggest it could be. So it could be as small as about 6.25, 6.5, and then up to whatever other size. But I have a $9 start on this bracelet. So it's good to know you got options for different wrist sizes. But and it's just gold tone. It's not like, but on the wrist, it's very dainty. Again, I'm not going to hook it, but that's what it's looking like. So there we go. That one is running. Let me get another hard word. Okay. This is a compound word, and it's an adjective. Sorry, I'm writing it down. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay. Sorry, I ran out of room. Adjective. DNLOIGOBRNUCD. Sorry, I ran out of room. See what you can do with that. I would be impressed if you got this. Okay, so I'm done with the goodies in there. I just have one more tub left. So, yeah, I think what I'll do is I'll move these guys. One more tin of goodies. I think I'll put that one back there. Okay, and we're going to keep going. Keep on plugging along. Get all of my bears to be in there. Okay. Shall we keep going here? All right. So I think this is an artisan kind of made bracelet. I guess. I don't know. It's got this patent pending 2007, like, and I did find a picture of it like on a Facebook group thing, but I've done some bead work like this in bracelets before that's looked similar. So it's possible it's artisan, but I really love the colors, just really make me think of fall, harvest, Thanksgiving even. It's got an interesting clasp. It's got like a knob ball right there. You just push it through just like that. And this length is 6.5 inches. And I have an $8 start on that for anyone interested in that. Again, you can look at what it's looking like there and with the hook. Looking at that. Okay. All right. I hope you can see that. Okay. So I'm going to lower this a lot. You can definitely see it. All right. This is a Silpada, retired Silpada necklace. I have not touched the tarnish on this, but it's textured. And one is, I bet you one is more, I mean, they're both sterling, but one intentionally has a darker texture about it than the other. And then it's got these little beads on there. It's on a, a cord, and typical Silpada, which is what I was trying to look for on that bracelet, definitely marked with sterling silver, no question. And I believe from my research, this is actually retired Silpada. So it sits at about, let me put it on the neck here. And again, I haven't cleaned the tarnish on it at all. 18 inches. Okay. Zapata is it's a sought after brand. They have beautiful things. I'm going to start the auction now. It's a $14 start. And marked with Zapata. Just needs a little bit of tarnish cleanup. Now the cord looks great. A lot of times with the cords, you always wonder, how much wears on them, but this one actually looks pretty darn good. And I appreciate you taking a look at that. Okay. Let me give you more hints on this. When you're watching a really scary movie, you would describe it if there was like a crazy scene with like a mess everywhere, or if you had to watch it, you could say it's a compound word. I will say that. I don't want to give it away. Here's a beautiful prong set, novette, open back on some of the novettes, crystal necklace, no marks for Juliana. It does not have a pin stop. Now, I did read, I was wondering does every single Juliana brooch have to have a pin stop for it to be Juliana? And I read no, that there are some that don't, but that existence of a pin stop can be a sign of Juliana, but it doesn't mean that it can't have one, because I read that. But anyways, yeah, really beautiful. And I don't have a brand. I looked up a comp, and someone actually was selling it and saying Juliana style, but it wasn't, I couldn't find something that's specific. And I did try to also look it up on the website. Is it Juliana? But let me show you this comp that I got. Sorry, hold on. That was the one. Okay. And I might have even found another comp for that. Maybe I didn't. But anyways, let me pull this one up. And I'm going to bring it to stage now. And the auction is running. $27 start on that. Beautiful. It's in great condition. Gold tone looks fabulous. Again, here's the back. Open back on some of them. Does not have a pin stop, but I think it's beautiful. Okay. It's blood curdling. Maybe that was too hard. Let me do another one. Let me do one that's maybe not so long. An adjective is a hard one to do. I need to not give you an adjective. Hold on. Okay, I got one. Welcome in, Mel. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. Two. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, I think I got it. Yeah, I sent you a message on as well. Because normally I go on, I have at least in the last several weeks gone on at 8. But then tonight when I first got on, there was like for the first 20 minutes, there was like me and sweet Aaron and maybe one other person. At some point, Tiffany popped in, but I don't think many people knew I shifted to 7. But I sent a message to you. But I mean, that's okay. You have lives. You have other things you're doing, I'm sure. So anyways, this is a noun and it's what kids might call that scary thing that they saw. I don't know. Here is another cloisonne bracelet. Now, some of the other cloisonne bracelets I showed tonight were like flat on the inside. And this one is rounded on the inside. The texture, it is boogeyman. She got it in like two seconds. You see, that's the word scramble solvers I'm used to. Anyways, so there you go. It's in great condition. Also has some of and cloisonne designs there in the center on the inside of the brooch. And this is 7.75 inches. And it is about 8 millimeters. Okay. A really nice, excellent condition. $15 start on that. Pretty thick. It's much thicker than, obviously, you can get the skinny ones. Check out the store if you're popping in late. Because all I have left is this little tub and I'm done. Like my show's almost over. So you have to go check out. Hey there, Wendy. How are you? Good to see you. Yeah, so you can check out the store. But tonight's really just a jewelry haul. But I always offer the stuff that I did for a jewelry haul. But some of the price points are pretty high. And that's not, I try to bring prices for everybody, but I realize it could just be a night of just looking at beautiful jewelry too. That's okay. So there's that. Thanks for looking at that. All right, let me get another word scramble here. Happy Halloween to everyone. Woohoo. Okay, what do I want to do here? How about one, two, three, four, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Which one am I missing? Okay, there you go. It's a place. It's a place. All right, let me keep going here. Okay, beautiful. What I believe to be nephrite jade. Just the colors in it to me. And obviously, nephrite jade usually falls below quartz, but it always has a texture about it that is very, like, it has texture is the wrong word, but you can look inside the stone and to me, I have other jade things. But this is a beautiful bracelet, sterling silver. I'm assuming all those beads are sterling silver, like assumption, 7 1/4. Really beautiful bracelet. So there, the auction's running for any takers on that. It's beautiful. Lovely fall colors as well. And maybe when I finish, I won't run the auction again. But since Dawn just popped in and Wendy, not Dawn, Wendy and Mel, I may run. Not, I won't rerun it unless someone asks, but I might show you some of the stunners that I showed earlier from my haul. Okay, so here is a pair of, do you pronounce it Hobie? Hobe, rhinestone earrings. It does need a rhinestone replaced, but I can do it. We've got one dead stone here. See how black that is? This is clear, clear, clear. So I would I've replaced these stones lots of times. So if anyone purchased it, I would put in a new, those ones are supposed to look like, like smoky quartz, but the outside too are supposed to be clear. So I would update that. But yeah, we've got the brand written on the back. They actually go in the ear this direction. Okay. Let me pull this up. Why don't I see it? I'm so confused because I haven't run it yet. Let me see if I missed pulling it into the store somehow. I didn't. How weird. I'm so confused. Why do I not see it? Did I accidentally run it? No. No. Well, I'll just create another listing. Fine. I don't really know where it went. Whatever. It's fine. Oh, because I brought it to stage. Ugh. I hate it when that happens. Please give me a hand wave or a something from all you resellers out there that this has happened to you when you're like trying to find that listing that you made. Yes. And then you're like, I can't find it. I can't find it. And then you realize you've already brought it to stage. Ugh. Anyways, so I will replace that dead stone. It's supposed to be a clear marquee shape. And you know what? I think I'm gonna lower this to 19. Okay, so I'm gonna run the auction now on those earrings. All prong set. It's got some pinks, some smoky quartz, some clear, and that's what they're looking like. Okay, so this word search word down here, I don't claim to really, I kind of know the definition of this word. I want to say it's a place where dead people are, but I don't know. It's maybe a specific kind of place where dead people go. I don't know, when they're not buried. I don't know. I'll have to look. Or maybe it's just a place where you're supposed to like remember them. I don't know, but I'm giving you the hint of what I think. Let me look up the actual definition because now I'm not going to tell you, but I may be describing it wrong. Hold on. on the word search, that is. Halloween themed. Okay, so I wasn't wrong. Yes, it is mausoleum. You got it, Mel. That's it. I wasn't completely wrong. They are there as well. Yes. All right. Okay. All right. So earlier tonight, I brought you, I showed you a necklace that you may not be here. It was a big, chunky necklace. And I was trying to describe, at least for those that were here, because both of these, uh, uh, sorry, quartz, under quartz, you can find agates and you can also find jasper. And a lot of people are like, well, how do you tell the difference between agates and jaspers? Well, one of the main ways that you can tell the difference between agates and jasper is that agates are translucent. Light, as you see, can partially, you can see it's changing the color of it. Okay. Those are translucent. These are all agates. Light can partially shine through it. But this bracelet, these are all I'm sorry, not topaz, jasper. And if I put it behind here, okay, the light's not going through it, right? Those are examples of jasper. So that's one of the easy ways that you can tell. Just FYI, if any of you are interested. Okay. So this is actually a pretty cool bracelet. It can be varied in size. You can bring it all the way, which that's where I would probably wear it because I'm a smaller race. I wear a smaller size for a bracelet. And this is actually one I might actually be able to do myself. I always struggle putting bracelets on myself, but I was able to do that. So it can even fit my little wrist. Okay. It just then has a little bit of dangle there and more jasper. Or you can obviously put it on the end one and it'll be much bigger. Okay. So this is, and it's all sterling silver. I have tested it. Okay. So there's that cool bracelet. Big, chunky, beautiful. When you got really big, huge stones like this, such bold, that increases the value. The bigger the stones, the more valuable they are. Okay. So I'm running the auction now for this bracelet for any takers on that. I want to know if anyone's going to dress up for Halloween who came in later. Anyone's going to, don't tell me if you're in my Zumba class. I don't want to know because I'll see you tomorrow. I want to know other people, what they're going to dress up as, if they are at all. Okay, let me put another word here. This is a good one. Let me count the letters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, hopefully I got it all. Here's another word scramble for you. I got to turn it to the side because it doesn't fit with my, or we could go like that. How about that? So this is, I guess you'd consider it a noun. This is a really cool necklace. Love this necklace. So this is all pave with marcasites. I believe marcasites, or, they look like marcasites. Versus you can have just like, glass gemstones that have a metallic look about them. I'm not going to be able to tell you whether it's Marcasite or just a glass faceted thing. But the point is that this is so well constructed. It's beautiful. It's got this sort of like egg pave ball there. It's not like cheap pave. Let me be very clear. This is very well constructed. And it's got this tassel, has all those faceted glass beads. Okay. So, and then it's got, you can see it's connected with a toggle there. You can wear this necklace one of two ways. Okay. You can either bring the main necklace down and create this 2-strand necklace with our toggle, like you saw. And when you wear it that way, I think it makes it 18 inches. Okay, hold on. Let me pull this up. I could not find a brand for this. Okay. So you could wear it like that, double strand, 18 inches. Hold on. I'm just shortening this in the back so that it doesn't drag the bottom, so you can see how it will sit. It's just, I just put it back there so that it can hang the right way for you on the neck, because otherwise it's hitting the bottom. Okay, so you can wear it like that, or let me turn it. You can undo it. This is what I mean by convertible. And it could be a single strand like that, you see, where it hangs really long. And you can wear it as just a 36-inch to there necklace, or even as a 36-inch necklace. I'm sure you could even, I don't know how strange, it might look strange to people to have that in the front, but you know, I don't know. I suppose you don't have to. There's other options. But anyways, I think this is a super unique necklace. So unique. Never seen it. It's so well made. That's the standout for me, especially when you see a lot of pave stuff. It doesn't always see it in this quality. So I'm going to run that auction now. Great, obviously. Christmas, New Year's, St. Patrick's Day, but a beautiful, gorgeous. I can't really express to you how beautiful this is. So pretty. Obviously all glass. Okay. Thank you for looking. Sorry. You can't solve that. Again, it's a noun, and it's kind of a feeling people get about things sometimes. I'll just say that. Okay, so I believe this to be Juliana. I believe, I found multiple listings of it, all saying it was Juliana. Mine, but here's the interesting thing. This is why I looked up, do all Julianas need to have a pin stop? Because it doesn't. And I read that not all Julianas necessarily have a pin stop, but many do. And that's why people can use that as one of the things to, identify Juliana. But, but I'll pull up some comps for you here. But open Navette back there, as well as watermelon, Rivoli, rhinestones. It's beautiful. Oh, so stunning. Okay. Hold on. Let me pull up what I had. Okay. Let me give you a hint on this. It's a feeling you get that something's could happen. Let me just say that. Hold on. I got to look on my iPad for the picture. It is. It is, Mel. You got it. Superstition it is. Yeah, maybe I didn't actually screenshot it. So hold on. I'm going to show you how much comes up when I run this. I mean, look it up on, I'll just show you what I see. And it does the way, I guess, with where the pin is located. It does, you do wear it, down like this way. Okay. So we have there, I mean, it's like all Juliana, Juliana, Juliana. Okay. I mean, I've never popped one up and had so many say that. But anyway, so I'm pretty confident. But I have and you could see a lot of the prices on that. Comps looking in the area of, let's see, 198. Let me look at this one. That one was 129. Okay. So anyways, I'm running the auction now on that. Beautiful. I love it. Loving the watermelon for sure. Okay, I'll look I'll look. Let me hold on one second. I'll look, Mel. Let's open some of those and we will, but you can't find the reference number on the actual brooch, right? Okay, so here's one. That one actually is similar. That one's not exactly the same. Let's find, very similar though. Hold on. I know they made variations of it. This one looks exactly the same as mine. There. So let's see what we find. How do I keep? Oh, okay. So unsigned, unmarked, believed to be Juliana. Okay, well, that's not helpful. So there's no number there. Hold on. That's also the same one there as mine. So let's see what this one says. Huh. I don't see a reference number. Do people always include a reference number when they're saying some things, Juliana, Mel? I know you've probably been able to. I mean, I know you have some Juliana on your listings on your store. I'm trying to find another one. I mean, obviously, those are similar. And then we start getting into variations. Yeah, I'm not sure. But if anyone's really interested in it, I'm willing to, take offers on it, less than what I have offered. So you let me know. That's what I got there. Okay. So we already solved that. We don't. Hold on. I'm getting my words. Okay. Let's do this one. One, two, three, four, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. One, two, three, four, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, there we go. You can try for that one. All right. See what else I got. These are just very simple gold tone textured leaf Napier comfort clip, half twisting, half, clip, embossed in great condition leaf earrings. And so I have a starting bid of $6 on these. So I'm moving it to stage now for anyone interested in those earrings. And I don't have much more, so make sure you look at the store and let me know if you want me to rerun anything. Usually, because that is the proof. Okay. Okay, you can't find the number on the brooch. Right. Got it. Okay. All right. Now, I have tested this clasp because clasp itself is actually marked 925 in there. But it's very interesting because the part you clip into the clasp here on the back says, "Welcome in, watermelon." Literally just says metal on the back. That's the word. It says metal. So I guess that portion of it is not 925. But I did test this part of it, and it is, in fact, 925. So, yeah, maybe you know how sterling silver can often be very soft. But make sure I'm not putting that in there backwards. So this is 4 strands. These are faux pearls, hand knotted, different sizes, definitely glass. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what brand it is, but it's just a 4-strand faux pearl, where this portion of the clasp is 925. Yeah, that's all I can say. No brand though. And I'm going to lower this to 13, I think. And I'm going to start the auction now. Again, looking at 18-inch, mostly the same length. I mean, there may be a slight variance in length, but not a massive amount. You know, they are cold. They are heavier. They're definitely not acrylic pearls, faux pearls. So thanks for looking at that. Okay, we only have a few things left here. 2 things left to be exact. All right. So this is not Murano, so don't think, oh, it's not. I think these are newer beads in that cobalt blue. I think they're kind of these barrel-shaped cat's eye glass beads. And then these rose beads that are faceted. They definitely have flecks of copper in there. They're you know, maybe those specific beads might come from somewhere. I don't know. Maybe they're, I don't know. I don't know where, but someone, I mean, you can also probably go buy ones. I just think this is newer, and I don't find anything like Murano that's like this. I've definitely seen Murano beads that can have the pearl, you know, I'm not the pearl, the rose kind of look on them. But, and I actually had one of them, but these look different. It's still lovely. It's brand new, it seems. This has got a magnetic clasp. It is glass that, oh no, it's a twisting barrel clasp. Okay. So it's looking like that. And I'm going to move this to stage. So the necklace is about 24 inches. Okay. Has a really good hang about it, meaning it's not like all crimped up or anything. Okay. And then I do have these. I've checked. These are not sterling silver, but we've got some, you know, earrings that can go with them, with little rhinestone accents in between. So it's obviously for both of those. So I'm going to start the auction now on that set. Beautiful glass bead necklace, but I don't believe it. I don't think it's Murano or anything like that. I agree, Mel. I agree. It's beautiful. Okay. All right. So this necklace kind of stumps me. It is marked sterling silver there. And obviously it's got a clasp and all the beads. And I have tested it, and it is in fact sterling silver. I have tested the beads. They are testing as sterling silver. But here's what I don't understand. And maybe it's because they're all touching each other. And maybe sterling silver doesn't have this. Sterling silver has a very specific sound when it, you know, when you have a whole bunch of silver next to each other. It's like a ting. And I don't hear that sound when I look at these. And so it confuses me because although I test these, like I'm telling you, the beads are sterling silver when I test them. And I was even worried, well, are they just sterling silver plated? And, you know, maybe that's why I'm not getting that sound as much. And I tested it like 3 times and it comes up sterling every single time. But I'm wondering if it's because they're already touching each other that we don't get that ting, because it's not just like a loose piece of metal sterling that's banging against another or whatever. That's just my thought. I don't know. But to be honest, I didn't even know how to price this, because if it's all sterling silver and I could not find a comp for it, that is a lot of sterling silver. Okay. It could be rhodium plated. Maybe that can affect it. It might be a more, I'm not saying it's like a highly vintage one. Again, it is marked with sterling on there, and I have tested it. And when I Google Lens this, I cannot find this exact necklace, but I can only tell you what I know, and that's how it's testing. So I struggled with pricing this because I was like, first of all, I couldn't find a comp. You know, let me take one more picture real quick. This is the last item I'm running. Again, I can rerun items, and I can also just show you some items just to be like, ooh, those are pretty. But otherwise, I'm done. And I just can't get a comp that comes up. Sorry for hitting my phone. Oh my God, I say that and one comes up here. How confusing is this? Here it says Lolita Link silver tone. Now, this doesn't look exactly like mine. I'm going to tell you now. Mine has different size beads and more of them. And like the whole inner part of mine, all of the smaller ones are touching each other. Do you see that? So it's not the same listing there. But then, I swear I tried to pull this up. Here's one, but that's not the same either. I struggled finding like an exact comp for this, especially, when I'm sitting here thinking sterling silver. So, and that's just chain. So yeah, I don't know what to do with that because it's not silver tone, it's sterling. So anyways, I'm just going to run it. I didn't really know how to price it. I mean, what can I say? But if it isn't sterling silver, it's a lot of sterling silver, Anyways, I'm running that for anyone interested in that. And then otherwise, I'm going to pull out a couple beautiful things to show Mel and Wendy. I'm sure they'll appreciate some of the other things I had. I'll show it to you quickly. Now, if anyone else has any other things you want me to actually run, let me know. But otherwise, I'm not really going to just keep running stuff just to run it. Thank you for looking at that. But before you got here tonight, Mel and Wendy, of course, I had this beautiful, this is Vendome, gorgeous. Oh my goodness. Stunning necklace in excellent condition, marked Vendome. I did find comps for this. It's just, it's like the best thing you can say is it's like yummy. I mean, I don't know how else to say it. You know what I mean? But look at the hook on it. And then it's got a little fleur-de-lis that hangs there. Oh, it's just yummy. So anyways, that was one of the things I brought earlier tonight. Beautiful Vendome. Okay. Trying to think what other kind of neat standout. I'm not confirmed that these are Giuliani, but I did find a listing where these were Juliana. I'm sorry. Let me find the other one. Where has it gone? It's right here. But those are stunners, right? And so mine looks exactly like a listing. But, just because someone has it listed as that doesn't mean it is. So I can't prove. But those are pretty beautiful, right? Beautiful, gorgeous green. Faceted loveliness. So I had that earlier tonight. I also had, how you can find all the beautiful Swarovski bezel set chains. So a beautiful Swarovski, believed to be Swarovski rhinestone, crystals in that necklace. That was beautiful. Just briefly showing you. Had some cloisonne bracelets. What else? Had some dragon's breath. There's this beautiful dragon's breath brooch. Of course, I say that and I can't. Oh, here it is. I also had a dragon's breath bracelet too. I don't have any brand on it or anything. Lovely, right? Anyways, that's all I got for y'all. I started earlier just because there was someone else coming on and I didn't want to come on I mean, actually, I had signed up first, but then someone signed up 30 minutes after me, and the whole evening was open. So I don't really know why they signed up 30 minutes after me. But anyway, so I moved mine back an hour. So thanks for coming to hang out. And this is, do you want me to tell you what it is? Or give you a hint? It's the last word we're solving. And I'm heading out. That one was, no, I'm trying to remember which one that is. Oh, I remember what it is. This word would be a word to describe a vampire or a bat or certain mammals that are considered to be, because they sleep when everyone else is awake and they're awake when everyone else is asleep. Does anyone know? Anyways, that is, you got it. You got it. Nocturnal it is. All right. Thanks, guys. So, Tiffany, are you still there? I assume you want me to hold on to your items. I usually ship once a week, but I can ship it right out to you if you want. But obviously, I had a show tonight. I have one on Saturday in a vintage antique marketplace. And then I'll have another one on Monday and I'll ship out on Tuesday. So if you're still there, I'm happy to hold on to it. But anyways, y'all have a great night. Have a happy Halloween tomorrow, whatever you're doing for that fun stuff. And thanks for coming to hang out, everyone. Bye. Maybe I don't know if any of you are still there, but